The Adrian College Media Production House provides opportunities for students to learn and grow live on the airwaves, just like Matt Kibbe.
I've gotten a chance to create a relationship with coaches and teams and learn more from people instead of trying to teach myself something. Got an opportunity to expand my knowledge of sports, hone in on my skills as a broadcaster, and learn about equipment in different ways. You get more of a connection with professors as well.
Providing opportunities, growing leadership. The Adrian College Media Production House. Thanks for tuning in. Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Bulldog fans, connect with Adrian College TV on social media to be updated when we're broadcasting live, to see highlights, plays of the week, and much more. Adrian College Television is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ACTV's handle is at Adrian College TV on every form of social media. Thank you for tuning in and subscribing to the home of the Bulldogs, Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
If there was one word I was going to use to describe the communication arts program at Adrian College, it would be unique. Students find themselves on the radio, in front of and behind the camera, and directing their own programs. Students learn in a personalized environment that sets them up for a world of opportunities. Are you ready for your moment in the limelight? Learn more about the Rush Communications Center and Adrian College's communications program by visiting adrian.edu today.
I'm Matt Kibbe, the current student body president here at Adrian College. I chose AC because the campus simply feels like home. Everywhere I go, I know the amenities are there to help me succeed and get to the next level in my career. If you want to see what Adrian College has to offer, you can schedule an in-person visit at adrian.edu/campus-visit.
Adrian College has dozens of athletics programs, and winning is a staple on our campus. We have the culture of winning in and out of the classroom. This is a place where young men and women grow into professionals for life. Are you interested in learning more about the Bulldog experience? Visit adrianbulldogs.com and the Recruit Me tab to be recruited to play your sport of choice today. If you have what it takes, you could be a Bulldog in no time.
Adrian College Television would like to give a big thank you to our sponsor, Carlton Lodge of Adrian. Carlton Lodge is sponsoring all ACTV broadcasts during the 2021 to 2022 school year. Located at 1629 West Maumee in Adrian, Carlton Lodge offers comfortable rooms and suites at affordable rates. There's also a heated indoor and outdoor pool, along with a 24-hour fitness center. Thank you for the continued support toward Adrian College Television.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, Leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent and accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning."
Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome inside Arrington Ice Arena for the second game of this weekend series in ACHA Men's Division I Hockey between the number 2 team in the country, Adrian College, and the number 17 ranked Stony Brook University Seawolves. Calvin Keys, always a pleasure to be joined by Alex Herman here on Adrian College TV. Thank you for tuning in. Alex, yesterday's game had a fiery start for the Bulldogs. They came right out of the gate on all cylinders, ended up with 15 goals on the night, and it's their 9th victory by double digits or more on the season. Talk about how Adrian was able to have success offensively.
Well, yeah, you saw it right out of the gate. They jumped out with a lot of speed. For them really coming into that game, there was a lot boiling over from last season. They had a rough sweep here at Arrington last season against Stony Brook. So I really think the goal was to rewrite the script and come out with a different effort.
Absolutely. Well, in that offensive performance, 2 players that shone bright were Connor Smith and Tyler Fife. Connor Smith had 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points on the evening. He gets to 46 points in 23 games played this season, averaging 2 points per game. As for Tyler Fife, 3 goals, 2 assists, and 5 points on the night for 31 points on the season in the same amount of games. Talk about the performances from those guys. They were phenomenal.
Just 2 top-line guys. Obviously, they have a lot of points on the season. They do such a great job on both ends of the ice, offensively and defensively, and we saw the skill on full display last night. 2 hat tricks from 2 great players.
Well, from Stony Brook's side of things, weren't able to get on the board, but they did get some offense from Greg Barnage. He hit the post and had some of their best offensive opportunities on the evening. What does he need to do to spark the Stony Brook offense, and what do they need to do to solve this stingy Adrian defense?
Well, definitely has to be a quick memory for the Seawolves. They didn't get the result that they wanted, and I really feel like they were surprised by the level of play that Adrian came out with. So for them, really, it's just water under the bridge. It's a new day, reset, and go out and give your best effort.
Well, in terms of the goaltending matchup for tonight, Noah DeConnier did not face a lot of shots, but was good with the shots that he did face, making 14 saves. And on the other end of the ice, it was a tough night for Matvey Kazakov, pulled after 1 period of play. We talked about it in the pregame. Wasn't really a performance issue on his part. I think it was more Stony Brook's head coach trying to spark his team moving forward, but we'll see Kazakov in net again tonight. What do you expect from the goaltending matchup?
This is a really good goaltending matchup when you really break down the numbers. Both are very solid in the blue paint. You've seen spurts from them at both ends of the ice. I'm expecting a really good battle today.
As am I. Well, we'll be back in about 2 minutes and 50 seconds for puck drop of this one. Glad to have you with us here on Adrian College TV. Please stay with us as our coverage continues.
Didn't cut us off there.
It's all good.
Adrian College has once again been recognized for its commitment to engaged, experiential education by Colleges of Distinction, a one-of-a-kind guide for college-bound students. While higher education has changed over the past 20 years, Colleges of Distinction's selection process has stayed consistent in accepting only those that adhere to the 4 distinctions: engaged students, great teaching, vibrant community, and successful outcomes. Overlaid in the last few years have been a look into high-impact practices. They believe most critical to the student experience were the kinds of engaging experience that are found at Adrian College. To learn more, please visit adrian.edu.
Welcome back inside Arrington Ice Arena, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just about set for puck drop between Adrian College and Stony Brook. ACHA Men's Division I Hockey on Adrian College Television. Well, as we talked about in the open, tonight's starting netminders for Adrian, they'll go back with Noah DeCotnier, who got the start last night, came into this weekend with a 1.68 goals against average and .936 save percentage, and has a 15-2-0-1 record on the year. On the other end of things, Matvey Kazakov, the Russian, looking to bounce back after a tough night yesterday. 2.66 goals against average and a .919 save percentage, 11-5-0 record. Adrian in the gold, moving right to left. Stony Brook in the red, moving left to right. Puck drop, and we're underway. Happy to have you with us. Glad you've joined us on your Sunday afternoon. Thornton will lead this one up for Sam Spate. Tried to saucer one that didn't get through Malik. Gajewski will turn back with the puck. Thornton opens up, looking to work it rink wide for Sebastian Smith. Comes back out to center. Race for it. Brody Thornton will get there first. Backhands one ahead. Collected by Spencer Boris here, who's pestered behind the goal by Sebastian Smith. Smith goes down hard to the ice. Boris will backhand one off the window. Smith digging it free. Sets up Spate. Opts not to shoot. Knocked away now by Malik. Christian Malik touches it on for Formanek as he's crunched by Sheldon Nolan, the captain, along the near wall.
This is another fast start that we saw similar to yesterday in the opening couple of seconds of this game. No goals up to this point. The only difference from the start that we saw last night, but I like the way that both teams are coming out flying out of the gate with energy.
Well, Stony Brook got through the first minute, so that's a start. Got scored on 56 seconds rather into the game. That was Connor Smith getting the scoring going last night. He's on the ice right now. Dylan Kent will rip this one into the far corner. Sending it out front, Stanko. That went off the skate of Joe Trezera, tracking down the dangerous Matteo DiGiulio, who will pitchfork this one down low, and Matvey Kazakov has his first save of the night. A little bit of a stumble, maybe a small rut in the ice next to the blue paint.
I love how calm and collected the Bulldogs are when they establish offensive zone pressure. You can see how calculated they are when they set up exactly the way that they want to in the formation that they draw up in practice. Just an amazing feat to see how they make such a complicated game look so easy.
Right pad save made by Kazakov on the bid right off the face-off from Connor Smith. Smith looking to work in net front. He's taken down. DiGiulio will go to grab the puck. Shoots one from distance, took a deflection. Stanko banging away at it on the side of the goal. Bond moving in from his position on the point to try and keep it in. As this one touched out by Dida, the Frenchman will get it just up to the red line where it's shot back in. In on the forecheck, Stanko. That's gloved by Kazakov from a hard angle, and he'll hold on with 18:02 left to play in the first period.
Kazakov almost elected to play it there, decided not to. Smart move from him. Recognized the fact that Stanko was coming back towards the net front. Better to get the whistle and slow things down than to make a risky play early on in the contest.
Keeping it simple.
Best thing that you can do, especially as a goaltender, even as a forward or defenseman, the less that you can overcomplicate your game. Keep things simple, textbook, no problems from there.
Nash Hatcher will get a hold of that pass, and then stolen right away by DiStefano. Hands it off to Boris, then gets it right back. Snaps one, didn't connect with Anastasio, and this will be icing as Nathaniel Mott will touch up. Face off, heading back into the Stony Brook end. Adrian with another hot start to this game. The first 5 shots on goal go to the Bulldogs. DeCesare, Jamer, and Hatcher out there right now for Adrian. Taking the draw against DeCesare is Dempsey. It's one back. McLaughlin will rim this around for DeCesare to chase. Matthew DeCesare loses an edge behind the goal. Follow-up support from Hatcher.
Almost looked like he was tripped up, but no call on the play.
This is moved on by Dempsey. McLaughlin trying to connect with DeCesare. Finding it at center is DiStefano. He'll skate in. A nice blocker stop made by DeCotinier on the Seawolves' first shot of the night. Hatcher, he's leveled. Look out. Robert DiStefano lowers the boom.
And Hatcher got right back up into the play, wasting no time, shoved off that hip, but he was certainly crunched.
Powerful forecheck from Justin Jamer will win possession back for the Bulldogs, and he stands up. Nick Zarilli. Sent out front. Clement a chance. Kazakov kept it out. Armstrong, that went off the left toe of Kazakov. Chances building here for Adrian. Thornton a shot from distance. That's swallowed up by the Russian netminder. And a much-needed whistle for the Seawolves, who are on their heels here after a couple of big collisions.
3 quick shots, too, in under a span of just around 10 seconds, and 3 huge stops from Kazakov. Love the positionally awareness that he's showing there. Additionally, showing that Russian style of athleticism that we see with so many of the pro goaltenders come from overseas. 16:40 left to go in the first period, still knotted at 0.
The junior from Sarov, Russia, with 8 stops so far in this game. Things scoreless, as you said. Clement looking to change that, tried to send it across. I don't think Dominic Melfedo knew too much about it, but he saved it, but now they score. Sheldon Nolan. Believe that was tipped in front by Cameron Armstrong. It goes in. We get the first goal of the hockey game.
Yeah, I was just about to say Armstrong was standing right on top of the crease. We'll see it here on the replay. Shot was taken from up at the blue. Armstrong fanned on the one-timer a couple of moments before that. And we finally open up the scoring. Bulldogs take a 1-0 lead.
Tips and screens. Good way to score. Nolan from distance. He had a goal last night. Gets the assist on that one off another nice shot. Well placed. Good awareness by Armstrong, who continues his hot stretch. Great shot block by Gajewski, hitting the deck to get in the way of that attempt. Spate will touch it up. And maybe a break here as skating in is Sebastian Smith. Rips one off the right shoulder of Kazakov. And another chance in a left pad save again by the Russian.
Good shoulder save from Kazakov. Shakes off the rubber.
Edwards driving in. Bond intervening. Takes a bit of a cross check from Pepe. They're still tangled up down low. Ill-advised saucer pass cut off and moving in. Pomanik. That shot didn't get through. Haphazard play in the Bulldog zone. Another swipe at it from Philip Pomanik. Sent off the side of the goal. Gloved down by Kazicki. Bond a hard hit. Gives Spate some room to work. Tries the chip pass up for Connor Smith. Puck bouncing. DiStefano will collect it and sent that one right off the underside of the scoreboard.
Can really see the speed that Stony Brook is coming out with, too. Obviously, not happy with the result from last night. We talked about it a little bit in the pregame, looking to rewrite the script, similar to what Adrian was trying to do last night, holding on to the 2 losses that they took last season. And I like how they've matched the Bulldogs up to this point. It's It's only a 1-0 game. Shots are a little bit out-favored at the moment, but they're still doing a good job of establishing presence and pressure.
Shots, as you brought up, at 11-1 in Adrian's favor, but a much better start from the Seawolves via the eye test. Caromed off the boards. This one will bounce out to the red line. De Palma knocks it in. De Cotigny out of the goal. Paddles it over. De Palma wins the race. Moves it on for Kazicki. Bounces back to the point where it's kicked in soccer style by Boris.
There's a piece of padding on the far side that I think was the same one from yesterday. I was going to say it was a broken stick, but I think whoever's on the ice right now has lost a piece of their equipment again.
Yeah, that was an optical illusion last night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
As icing is called against Stony Brook. Let's see who the referee gives this back to. He gives it to Mott. I don't think it's his, but he's going to take it back to the bench. We'll have to keep you updated on that mystery as it develops here in this game. See if that's the only time that piece of paraphernalia comes off. Back-to-back games where we've seen an unknown black object coming down to the ice.
I think it is Mott's because he's kept reaching down to make some repairs. Don't know if it was a part of the skate or part of the pants. Something came off.
14:23 to go in the first period. 1-0 Adrian, thanks to Cameron Armstrong. Things sorted out among the benches. We get the puck drop. One back by the Seawolves. Gallagher has his stick lifted. Jamer back to the point. Sheldon Nolan over for Thornton, has his shot blocked. As soaking that one is Mateo Dida. Penalty upcoming to the Seawolves as they touch up, or rather it will be against the Bulldogs. Thornton stands up a Seawolf in the aftermath. Knocked over Dida. Nash Hatcher's head into the box.
Yeah, I don't know if I quite agree this call. I'll have to catch it again on the replay, see what exactly transpired.
See what the signal is from the official. It's going to be a slash against Hatcher. Looked like whatever transpired was below the goal line. There was a lot of bodies banging around down low.
To be honest, I saw it as an innocent body contact between both players. I thought that was just going to be let go, and I mean, for me, really, I see that as just a normal hockey play. But obviously, up here in the booth, we can't make those calls. The officials do know best at the end of the day.
Yep.
Stony Brook to the power play.
Huge chance on the man advantage for the Seawolves after Hatcher heads to the box. Minor penalty for a slash. Spate will knock it away. And now a penalty coming against Stony Brook. It'll be for interference. I think someone set a pick there in neutral ice. And it appears to be Christian Malik. He'll go to the box. Freshman out of Long Island City, New York. And so just as quickly as Stony Brook headed to the power play, 22 seconds later, we're at 4-on-4.
Penalties cancel out there. Not what you want if you're a Seawolf. Had a big opportunity to be 5-on-4 for 2 minutes. So we'll see what happens after their original penalty expires.
Skated on by Kormanik. Looking to drive wide. Angled off by Bond. Kent with a nice feed to his defensive partner. A high-risk play, but executed to perfection. Kent moved on for Sebastian Smith. Plays it on to himself. Boris knocks it aside. Ice opens up here at 4-on-4. DiStefano turned over to Kent. Nice backhand toe drag move. He'll stab it along for Gajewski. Bulldogs forced to regroup at center. Bond moving away from the pressure coming from Greg Barnich that time. Gajewski centered for Smith. Could be in here. Feeds Kent on the left wing. Trying to center and cutting off the lane well was Boris, who slid in. Gajewski up top. Finds Kent. Left side circle. Cuts into the high slot. Right pad save made by Kazakov. Gajewski. Hands off for Smith. Sebastian Smith shielding. Waiting. Circling behind the goal, or rather he'll shoot it. And Kazakov gets in the way. Puck tied up along the far wall. Gajewski engaging along with DiStefano. Nolan will join the fray. Gets it free. Slid over for Kent. DeGiulio didn't get everything behind that slap shot try. Banked on for Barnich. Knocks back for Boris, and a 22-second power play for Adrian now as Hatcher's out of the box. Jamer will move it D to D to Nolan. Maybe one chance on the rush on this man advantage. Great move by Thornton, but couldn't corral the puck in the aftermath. Now he'll find it. Dumped off for DeCesare, heads in, shoots, and a glove stop made by Kazakov. He's been seeing the puck well here early. 11:48 to go in the first period. 3 more seconds of 5-on-4 for the Bulldogs. We'll get another draw in the offensive zone. DeCesare will take this face-off against Dempsey. He wins it back to Mott. Long drive is well wide, bounces out in front of the blue paint. Seawolves back at full strength as Dempsey will play this one below the goal line. Official got in the way, puck caroms, fortunately for DeCesare. He's going to move by Molfetto. Chance, backdoor for Hatcher. What a stop made by Kazakov.
Wow, what an incredible athletic save from Kazakov to deny the 2-on-1. Stretching out, Cirque du Soleil full act, showing the acrobatics.
And a break here for Stony Brook. Zarilli's got the puck. Tried to move it over. Looking to bat it in out of midair was Anastasio. Hatcher caromed into the goal. Play continues. This game has been played at a frenetic pace so far, Alex.
Love the intensity and the speed from both sides.
Have to agree with you. Gallagher moving it along. Telegraphed by Clement, who's knocked over after the puck was gone. Bond will grab it. Sent on for Fife. Backhand saucer, deals it in. Kazakov left it for his defenseman. On for Kormanek here. William Kormanek, chip shot down into the end boards. Kent will get there first. Reverses the play for Armstrong. Kent knocked over, lobbying for a call from the official. He won't get one.
Yeah, the benches were certainly hounding at the referees to try and get their attention. But we play on with no call.
Great hands from Armstrong. He'll spin it back down. DeJulio in on the forecheck is moving it up the boards as Fest. Nolan holding it in. That caromed off Malik into the far corner. Sheldon Nolan, a chance, deflected down. Off the stick of a Seawolf, follow-up chance from Fife. Kazakov may have got a piece. Nolan for Connor Smith. He's so dangerous, and Malik gets in the line of fire, rather. He's without a stick now. Nolan, a shot. Blocker save Kazakov. Knocked wide by Connor Smith. Adrian taking advantage of a Seawolf player without a stick. Thornton fires one wide. Nolan will get there. Passes it down for Stanko. Then back up for Connor Smith. Took a deflection off the broken stick down on the ice. Glove down by Thornton. Near wall Smith. Saucered for Thornton. One touch pass from DeJulio to Nolan. Shoots one that went off Pepe and out of play.
Great sequence there from the Bulldogs, showing their persistence in the offensive zone. Absolutely controlling the game up to this point as we're under the 10-minute mark in the first period. 19-1 is the shot total. Very similar result that we saw from last night. You have to get the feeling that the Bulldogs really understanding what they have to do to take control of the game.
I think the difference so far has been Stony Brook's defensive structure has been better, and they've been helping out their goaltender, who's also been seeing the puck better and making some key saves.
A lot easier when you have a clear sight of vision on the biscuit to make the stop versus what we saw last night, just absolute chaos in front of goaltender Kazakov.
Dempsey, one-on-one with McLaughlin. That went off the Adrian defender's skate, took an odd bounce. He'll race after this one. Spate. Move forward. Gajewski angles it on. Maybe a chance developing here. Race for the puck. Kazakov goes for a skate. Out of his goal. Came right to Sebastian Smith. Maybe a dangerous scoring chance for Adrian. But Stony Brook gets it clear. The split-second decision pays off for the Stony Brook netminder.
Yeah, it was gloved down as soon as he shot it. Almost got caught out of the water.
Chance here. Sebastian Smith. 2-on-0 with Spate. Fires one. He rang the iron. Kazakov will cover up the rebounds. Right post still ringing after that chance for Sebastian Smith.
A game of inches. Sebastian Smith coming so close to putting the Bulldogs up by 2. Kazakov really forced the hand of Smith to go towards that glove side, really the only room that he gave him, and just barely would not go.
Over halfway through the first period, Bulldogs lead 1-0. Cameron Armstrong still has the only goal in this one, despite 19 shots for Adrian. Just a single attempt on net for Stony Brook thus far. Rink wide, Hatcher nearly blew a tire. Instead, he'll move it on for DeCesare. Sent a high shot off the left shoulder of the Stony Brook goaltender, Kazakov. Kent, patiently waiting, feeds Bond, another huge shot block from Kyle DePalma. Seawolves doing such an excellent job of getting in the shooting lane.
Love the shot block from DePalma. Stepped in, absolutely no fear, down on one knee. Blocked that shot absolutely perfectly.
Here's Kent. He'll skate it in from his defensive post. Hit hard by Dida. Clement back to the point for Armstrong. Bond, fight, shoots. Another block from Gallagher this time. Bond, follow-up. And again, DePalma soaking the shot. Clement falls down to the ice in a heap, takes a whack at it, and that's going to be a delayed penalty against the Bulldogs. Winning the race to this puck is Gallagher. He's hit hard by Bond. Adrian will finally touch up, and they'll be shorthanded for the second time tonight.
That is not what you want to see if you're a Bulldog. And going to the box to Ethan Clement, certainly unhappy with what just transpired. He's getting called for the slash. Really looked like to me he was falling down and the stick lost control almost.
Yeah, it was a desperation effort to try to knock away the puck from a Seawolf player, but it did connect with the player's shin pad, so under the rules of the game, technically a slashing call. DiStefano at the NCAA logo at center ice. Gives it, gets it back. Through traffic, that deflected off Cormonic and went wide. DiStefano tipped in front, good chance for Dida. Jamer collides with him. Thornton trying to play it out. He will race for it. Kazakov will go out to play it as Sam Spate, the first one in on the forecheck. Gutsy play by Kazakov to wait out Sam Spate, and then moves it on once more for William Cormanic. Now DiStefano, the alternate captain for the Seawolves, will settle things down. Cormanic skates in, shot on goal, left pad stop to Cottonier. Chipped out by Hatcher, and the puck will collide with the score clock for the second time tonight.
Center ice scoreboard really taking a beating at this point. Seen 2 shots sent up its way. It's tough up there. It's made out of steel, maybe some vibranium. You never know.
The way it's holding up, I wouldn't put it out of the question. Cesare and Edwards exchanging a few whacks.
It's kind of like when you're playing street hockey. You go to drop the ball, and HL.
HL. I love it. Cesare plays it out. I didn't know if they did street hockey the same way out on the East Coast, but Midwest, East Coast, the universal sport of hockey, street hockey rather. Cesare brought down by Trezera. Jamer hits him hard, and he's off. Justin Jamer opens up, fires, tried to chip one past Kazakov, who had the angle down perfectly.
Love the patience from Kazakov, really, to outweight Jamer. Forced him to the outside towards the glove as that puck is cleared out. He's played strong so far, 21 shots, only 1 goal let in.
DiStefano pressured. Last 10 seconds of the Stony Brook power play, having some trouble skating it out of their own end. Good pressure by Hatcher and Connor Smith. Ethan Clement will race out of the box. We're back to even strength. Adrian kills the penalty off. Blocker save made by DeCottenier on the shot from DePalma, and that one headed up and out of play for the whistle. 5:02 left to go in the first period. It's 1-0 Adrian. Pretty stark contrast to what the score was at this point in the game yesterday.
You had a feeling that something like this was going to happen. Got to talk to some of the coaches before the game, and the biggest thing that they highlighted for me really is never to underestimate this team. That's what one of their big focal points was going into the game last night, and I really think the Bulldogs did a great job.
Really can't count out a team that got a big win at Bird Arena versus number 3 Ohio and took number 5 Liberty down to the wire. 1-goal game at the LaHaye Ice Center as well. So went to some tough buildings and had some pretty good results.
This is a good hockey team at the end of the day, and you have to give them a lot of credit for what they're able to do.
McLaughlin steered the shot wide. Kent deals it for DiGiulio. Tried to work it by Fess. Couldn't quite do so. Kozicki flipped in. Stony Brook will head off for a change. Fresh forwards on the ice for the team in red. DiGiulio had it poked away. Follow-up chance here from Brendan Stanko, and that'll be waffle boarded up into the fishing net.
Textbook save from Kazakov to reach out the blocker and stop it there. Put it right up into the netting, exactly where you want it.
4:07 still yet to play in the first period. Calvin Keys, Alex Herman here with you on Adrian College Television. Glad you've decided to spend your Sunday afternoon with us. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. Bond into the far corner. Bounces back for Mott. Fires a quick shot, missed the net. Gallagher will get there. Gajewski on the near board, stolen by Anastasio. Tried to give a lead feed for Zarilli. Couldn't quite handle it. Gajewski will reset it to his defenseman Bond. Dakota Bond looking up ice. Huge between the legs tip from Sebastian Smith on for Spate. Finds Gajewski. Tried to drag it past Gallagher. Here's Gajewski. Hit hard by Gallagher into the near boards. Bond will be forced to regroup and neutralize. Quick power turn, and he's off to the races. Bond circling the goal. Tried the wraparound follow-up from Spate.
Wow,
Where's
how
the
did
puck?
that stay out?
And a scrum in the aftermath as Sam Spate is robbed. Somehow, Matvey Kazakov piling up a real highlight reel of stops here in this first period. That was probably his best one so far.
Spate, all he needed to do on that play is just get a little bit of elevation on the puck, and he had a wide open net to an unsuspecting Kazakov. Game still sits 1-0 in favor of the Bulldogs.
I think Spate's reaction on the left side of the goal that you saw on your screen really tells the whole story there. Draw one back for McDermott. Moved on for Cormanic. Clement bounces off a Seawolf player and out to the neutral zone. Thornton will bank it forwards. Sent behind the goal. Great bank feed for Trezera. As a former defenseman myself, I love the art of a good bank pass to your D partner behind the goal. Really is a thing of beauty, as it'll be icing against Stony Brook with 2:41 to go. Or rather, a penalty upcoming to the Seawolves.
Yep. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Who's it going to the box?
It'll be Joe Trezera.
Yep. Must have said something either to the official or to another player in passing, and coaching staff not happy with the call. Can understand why.
Yeah, Chris Garofalo up in arms. It's been an interesting first period because a lot of the penalties have transpired away from the play. It hasn't been a lot of things that have been engaged with like puck battles or something of that nature. It's been stuff that has happened away from where the biscuit is. Stony Brook coaching staff a bit frustrated. We'll sort this one out. It's going to be a 10-minute misconduct, I believe, against Joe Trezera. So we saw, I believe, a trio of 10-minute misconducts given to Adrian players last night. This,
I think it was 2 Bulldogs, 1 Seawolf last night.
2 Bulldogs, 1 Seawolf.
Yep.
Correct.
And a game ejection as well.
Yep. I think a pretty similar officiating crew to what we saw last night, and they've shown that they're not afraid to take control of a game when it's needed. Knocked away. Malik will skate forwards, weaving his way in. Still has it. Great move there made by William Cormanic, but sliding across to make the save was DeCotinier.
Nice stop from DeContier. Only his fifth shot in the frame. Extends out that glove leg. Great stop from him. And we are still remaining 5-on-5 from the looks of it, so I think the penalty will not affect the number of players sent out.
Adrian's head coach, Gary Astalos, is frustrated with the line changes because you saw how long Stony Brook had to make that switch. They waited till the last possible moment to exchange one of their forwards. One by DeCesare. Mott tried to move it for Jamer. That's sealed off on the wall by the Seawolves. DiStefano takes a bit of a hack from Hatcher and then knocked away. DiStefano moved on for Malik, who will release the puck on for Fess. Chipped in. Hatcher still engaged with DiStefano behind the play as DeCotinier will catch that one in the breadbasket.
Another easy save for DeContier. 1:55 left to go in the first period. I love the way that both of these teams are playing up to this point. It's hard-nosed hockey. They both want to win. You can tell what's at stake on both benches. Bulldogs looking to change what happened last year and go up 2 games rather than lose both of them. And Stony Brook trying to change the result from an absolute pounding last night that they took.
One of the toughest things to do in college hockey, Alex, is to beat the same team on back-to-back nights. And that's what Adrian's trying to do here. Stony Brook is going to make it as hard as possible on them. DeJulio wins it back. Mott, D-to-D, McLaughlin. Lobbed in right into one of the Adrian banners hanging above the ice here. And I believe this faceoff will come back to the neutral zone. $1:40 left in the first period. Number 2, Adrian College. Number 17, Stony Brook. Faceoff at center ice between Edwards and DeJulio upcoming. That's kicked back for Gallagher. Opening up, knocked on by Edwards. Pepe, slick move to reset it to his defenseman, Molfetto. DeCotinier will use the catching mitt well there to hold on.
Only adjustment that I could really see at this point for Stony Brook is see if they can find ways to take their shots from places that aren't outside of prime scoring areas. You've seen a lot of them come from up top of the blue line. DeContier, with not a lot of traffic in front of him, has seen all of them and made easy stops.
Puck was dropped, and then we saw a whistle immediately afterwards. I believe it was dropped unfairly. DeJulio one back. Connor Smith collides with Pepe. Saucer down low by Edwards. Kent will skip by Pomianic, and just got it outside the blue, the referee says, so Stony Brook has to wait. Pomianic. Gallagher. Pomianic trying to work it up the wall. Turned over to Connor Smith. He tried to center. Now skated on by Aiden Gallagher. Lost the puck. Stanko crosses over the offensive blue line. DeJulio from the right side. Puck loose in the slot. Nets off. Puck crossed the goal line. What's the call?
Oh, and here we go. Things starting to boil over.
Goodness. Everyone grabbing a dance partner down low. And Stanko getting involved with Pomianic right now. Wrestling match down there on the ice. We'll see what comes of this. Stanko had his helmet ripped off by Pomianic. So I believe Pomianic and Stanko will both sit. DeJulio is going to join Stanko in the box. So 3 Seawolves in the sin bin right now, accompanied by a couple of Bulldogs. And we'll have another math equation on our hands. I think this is going to be evened up because we saw 2 players from each team head to the penalty box, and it didn't look like there was any clear initiation from either side. It was pretty mutual engagement there.
Yep.
44 seconds left to go in the first period. Debate still being had back and forth across the penalty box enclosure between red and gold sweaters. Spate, Gajewski knocks it back, shot from distance from Thornton, seen all the way, and gloved well by Kazakov. Face-off on the far side of the Stony Brook zone will commence. De Palma will take this one against Spate. Having some clock troubles right now. We've got 2 minor penalties up on the board against Stony Brook and none against Adrian. So they'll look to get that sorted out. Again, for those unfamiliar, Stony Brook, a school based on Long Island, about a 10-hour bus ride from here. I think that's maybe part of the reason why they had a bit of a frustrating evening yesterday is, you know, some tired legs, a long trip, never easy. It was a same-day trip as well, you said, right?
Yep.
So they woke up early in the morning, drove here, and then had to play the same day. Never an easy thing to do.
Nope. Yeah, I had a similar experience last season. My final year of junior hockey, we traveled all the way from Southgate, Michigan, all the way to Marlboro. It was about a 14-and-a-half-hour journey, and then had to play 4 games in 3 days.
That's quite a doozy there. How were the legs feeling after that weekend?
Not good. Not good.
A couple of ice baths were had after that series of games. De Palma will skate in. Sticked away by Nolan. Final 10 seconds of play in the first frame here at Arrington Ice Arena. Sebastian Smith is trying to work away from Kazicki. He'll hold it behind the goal, hit hard. And that'll do it for the first period, and we'll see if we'll have anything additional after the whistle. This time, calmer heads will prevail, so after 20 minutes of play, the score is 1-0 Bulldogs. Cameron Armstrong with the lone tally. The theme of an abundance of penalties continues in this first period, especially in the second half of the back-to-back. Teams get a bit familiar with each other, and still another strong period from Adrian, but a much improved period for Stony Brook here in the first.
Yeah, and you could definitely see the adjustments that the Seawolves have made to keep this game a lot closer than it was last night. After 20 minutes of play, it was a 5-0 game. Everything was completely dominated by the Bulldogs, and now we only sit at a score of 1-0 in favor of the Dogs. It's going to be very interesting to see how this game progresses. I like the aggression and the poise from both sides to hold to their strategy and really to push forward. And we'll see where this game goes after the break.
Well, 40 more minutes of hockey still to come here on Adrian College TV. Number 2, Adrian. Number 17, Stony Brook here. ACHA Men's Division I Hockey. Our coverage continues in about 15 minutes. Please stay with us.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, gut out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
to Arrington Ice Arena, everyone. Score after 20 minutes of play. Number 2, Adrian College 1. Number 17, Stony Brook, nothing. As we will take a look at our stats through one period of play before the second period puck drop commences. What stands out to you on the screen, Alex?
Well, it's really interesting to me. It's 1-0 in the total score. The shots on goal, 27-6 in favor of the Bulldogs. Very similar to what we saw last night. The only big difference glaring to me is we're short about 4 goals in the goal column. So
the difference has been Matvey Kazakov.
Yeah.
2 or 3 saves that, were incredible and pretty much robbed obvious goal-scoring opportunities.
Certainly a strong netminder. We talked about his statistics through the season. The save percentage well over 900. Goals against average under 3. Have to tip your hat to high skill there.
Second period underway with the puck drop. I will say, although the shots are a similar number, what's impressed me with Stony Brook is the edge they've come out with tonight and their ability to clear out the blue paint. Gives their goaltender a better shot at saving the puck, as we discussed in the first period. Better defensive structure, but Adrian will continue to test them as this second period gets going. Puck falls to Sebastian Smith. He'll circle behind the goal, trying to center for Gajewski. Finds Spate, a shot. Goes off the blade of DiStefano's stick. Chipped off the window. Thornton will hustle back to get the puck. Rubbed out by Kormanek. Trying to find his teammate Malik. Gajewski will pick up the loose biscuit and spring forwards. Gajewski weaves between a pair of Seawolves, fires a shot that's fought off by Kazakov. Thornton, good blue line keep-in. Good stick lift by Sebastian Smith. Cut off by Zarilli. Spinning it forwards is Dempsey. Big hit from Hatcher and takes a bit of a shot in the aftermath from, I believe that was Nick Zarilli once more. De Cesare crossing over center. Lost the handle. Puck falls to Zarilli, having a great shift. Takes a cross check in the back from Hatcher as he plays it in down low. And that's going to be a penalty on Hatcher. Well, it didn't look like it was an overly aggressive cross check, but it was right in front of the official, and with a bit of the reputation that Hatcher's developed for himself, referee's going to make the call. Or rather, it looked like they signaled high stick there.
I thought it was a slash, but right?
Could have been a slash. Yep, you're right.
Slash?
Saw the signal. I caught the tail end of it. I saw the cross check right in front of the Stony Brook bench, but I think there, like you said, there was a slash in there as well. DiStefano at the point. He'll move it over for Dida. DiStefano walks in. Hands off for Barnich. Dida, a shot saved by DeCotigny.
Fought that one off through a lot of traffic in front.
Down low with it, Kormanek. Dida. DiStefano, Spate pressuring the point. Mateo Dida. DiStefano, big shot block from Spate. Goes off the blocker of DeCotigny and out of play. 2 minutes into this second period. Stony Brook has had a couple of chances on the power play, and they've gotten good structure, but haven't been able to break the ice yet.
Yeah, this is really where Adrian needs to be careful and remind themselves that this is an extremely strong hockey team that they're facing off against, loaded with talent similar to the way that they are. And even though the score is not in their favor at the moment, they got to be careful.
Big shot block made by Connor Graham. Malik moving forwards. Stony Brook crossed up at the Adrian blue. Gives time for Nolan to hand it off to Thornton. He'll wire this one down. Tipped by Jamer. Halfway through the power play for Stony Brook. Boris weaves by Spate. His stick explodes on him.
Yeah, it snapped right in half down the middle.
The captain, Pepe, knocked over by Thornton. Brody Thornton, another big hit. Pepe. Molfetto missed the net with the one-timer. Thornton will clear once more. Just under 30 seconds left on the man advantage for the Seawolves. As going for a skate here, Dominic Molfetto. Drops it for Edwards. Gets the zone entry. Angled to the far boards. Gives it to Pepe, gets it back. Now finds Boris, walks in, shoots. Looked like that went off Zarilli in front. Boris, another try. Missed the net by a wide margin. Puck loose in front, they score. Stony Brook ties it up on the back door. A fortunate bounce that came right to Jesse Edwards, and he makes no mistake.
Yeah, that's just an awkward bounce off the glass as time was expiring on the power play. It hit off the end glass, bounced in front, and then there were Seawolves waiting at the front of the net to bang it home. And for the first time in the contest and in the series, the Seawolves are now on the board.
The Seawolf power play unit looked really, really good on that opportunity. And they finally cash in to tie the game up at 1 apiece.
Only 10 shots for them, too.
Connor Smith walks in. DeGiulio, the follow-up. That one was blocked. And Pomianic with the puck. Anastasio. DeGiulio will wrap it around for Brendan Stanko. Great tip on for Connor Smith. Even better defensive stick from Fess to halt his progress. Stanko tried the toe drag. Didn't quite work out. McDermott up the far wall. McLaughlin couldn't keep it in. Kent will lead it for Stanko as Adrian tags up. DeGiulio on the near side. A ripper that may have nicked off the glove of Kazakov. Saucering forwards as Dempsey. Trying to get there in time, Pomianic. Kent will win the race. McLaughlin pokes on for Connor Smith. Misplayed it initially. Now he'll get it out to the neutral zone. 5:22 left to go in the second period. This game heating up in the second half of a back-to-back. We really got the sense at the end of yesterday's game that we were going to see a tight one here this afternoon.
Yeah, if you ask any hockey analyst or hockey expert, especially after a huge blowout loss that was a 15-0 result in favor of the Bulldogs last night, you have to have the feeling that a strong team like the Seawolves were going to come out with a lot more energy than they did, and definitely showing it here.
Gajewski smacked around. Smith, a touch on it. Gallagher will rub out Spate. Sebastian Smith comes away with the puck. Quick release. Another try in the backhand. It's loose. Kazakov sprawling out. Gajewski missed the net with a shot as he was tangled up with Molfetto. Thornton at center ice. We've got another Adrian penalty. Who's going to go this time?
I don't know what the call was here. I didn't see anything that was out of the ordinary. I think it's, yeah.
Sebastian Smith.
Elbowing.
2 minutes for elbowing.
Yeah, I'm a little puzzled with that call. I didn't really see anything unless I was not looking at the right direction at the time, but.
Maybe brought the arm a little bit too high on one of his body checks down low. I know he was tangled up with Molfetto right in front of the blue paint of Stony Brook. Seawolves, right after getting their first goal of the weekend on the power play, they'll get another chance. Trying to take the lead here. Boris gives it to Jesse Edwards, their lone goal scorer. Molfetto to the far side. Tip attempt from Pepe deflected high off the end boards. Rugby scrum here behind the goal. Dug free by Sheldon Nolan. Moves it along for Spate. Hatcher with speed. Nash Hatcher. Missed the net by a wide margin. Circles around for Pepe. Collides with Thornton hard. Boris will deal it for Molfetto. Looks like that could have been offsides, but the referee says no dice. They got the entry in cleanly. Sam Spate steals the puck. Plays it through the legs of Molfetto, and he'll be content to let that one glide into the far corner. Moving forwards with it is Boris. Dropped off Molfetto. The speeding Cormanic cutting in. Good stick by Dakota Bond. Cormanic wrapped around for Dida. Top power play unit back out for Stony Brook. Mott, a howitzer all the way around and down the ice. 30 seconds left. And the penalty to Sebastian Smith for elbowing.
Good job from the Bulldogs to hold on to their own D zone. Not giving a whole lot of space for Stony Brook.
Glove down by Robert DiStefano. Rink wide, a chance. DeContenier didn't know where it was. It's still loose. Gajewski will find it. Great opportunity there for William Kormanek once more. But here's Gajewski. Trying to shake loose from DiStefano. Smith, skate to stick, just kept it on the blue line. Spate from the left side, trying to center. It's loose in front. Smith couldn't find it.
Wow,
Dida the other way.
That one just barely scraped the goal line.
DeContenier will opt to cover up as Stony Brook building some momentum with an extra skater. 12:34 left to go in the second period. We're all square at one apiece here at the Arrington. Shots are 33-13 in Adrian's favor, but the score is even. Dempsey to take this face-off against Adrian's alternate captain, Maple, Ontario native Matteo DiGiulio. Dempsey, a hometown kid from Stony Brook, New York. Loose in front. And Dempsey with the chance. And that took a bounce out into the net. Did that go off a stick or off a body? Tough to tell.
It looked like it was deflected off something. Definitely heard the contact that it made.
Rinse and repeat. DiGiulio versus Dempsey. One back. Gallagher on the near side. Sent that one right to the waiting stick of Thornton. Connor Smith trying to work it out. A high chip that will narrowly evade the scoreboard this time. McDermott tried to play it out. Picked off by DiGiulio. Nolan. Space for Thornton. Walks in. What a feed! DiGiulio narrowly missed. And Thornton a huge collision. Bowled over Gallagher.
What a chance that would have been for the Bulldogs to get back on top. And
Thornton at the point.
An offset shot. Still at a tie game 1-1.
I don't know how Brody Thornton picked out Matteo DiGiulio there. It didn't look like there was any sort of length. Smith. Shot.
Just the true craftsmanship from Thornton. We've seen him do it so many times, able to thread the needle on many occasions. Gets passes where they're supposed to be. He's great in the back end, great in the offensive end. Just hats off to him. Just an unbelievable hockey player.
Absolutely. We've talked about throughout the season, he was a forward and for much of his junior hockey career made the transition to defense. And the junior from Macomb Township, Michigan, has been stellar all season long. Cameron Armstrong was knocked over hard. I believe that was Brendan Fess with the hit. And this faceoff will come back into the Seawolf zone as the puck went in to the Bulldog bench. 11:16 left to go in the second period. ACHA Men's Division I Hockey on Adrian College Television. Clean win off the faceoff from Clement. Bond, point drive, knocked away by Kazakov. Skating up with speed here is Fess. Finds Dida, shoots it in. An extremely odd bounce off the kick plate, high in the air. Bond, a big body collision.
See the baseball swing from De Palma, too. Try to bat it out of the air.
That was pretty incredible. That would have been certainly a highlight reel tally, something that's tough to do. And then we would have had the age-old debate of whether it was a high stick or not.
That is true.
Bond hit Dida. Stony Brook bench wants interference. Dida never touched the puck, so they may have a case. One of the toughest things about being a hockey referee is the gray area in every single penalty designation. The rule book leaves a lot of room for interpretation. This is knocked down by a high stick from Boris, so we'll get a whistle. A bit of a scary moment before that, too. I think it was Bond who was playing the puck, and I think it just inexplicably skipped over his stick, nearly gave a chance away to Stony Brook. But we'll have a draw in the Seawolf zone with 10:13 remaining in the second stanza.
feels like a little bit of a slower moving period than the first. We still have 10 minutes to play. I think it just goes to show the back and forth hockey that we've seen so far up to this point, really attributing to how fast the game is progressing on.
Here's a break for Boris. Off the stick of Mott and into the rafters. I think, as we're watching this game and you were noting a little bit of a slower pace, I think it's also just a testament to how we've been spoiled with goals this weekend. About several blowouts between Adrian NCAA women's hockey as well as obviously the game last night, 15-0. Adrian beat Stony Brook. Boris comes together with Hatcher. McLaughlin, DeCesare, stolen by Edwards. Moves it over for Pepe. He'll spin it backwards for Boris. Spencer Boris, it seems like he's been on the ice all afternoon. He's been incredible. Pepe, Pomianic, shot, ramped up in the air. It's been a pinball affair in front of DeCotinier. Di Stefano kicked aside by Mott. Flips it up, knocked down by a high stick. Hatcher touches up, so that's negated. McLaughlin driving wide. He's hit. Jamer reaching after it. DeCesare just able to keep it in. Covering up for McLaughlin, who had moved up ice. Di Stefano. High shot. After a long delay, DeCotinier will hold on. I think Adrian just wanted to get a line change there.
Yep. DeCotinier even looked over to the officials, and I don't know if he verbally or motioned his head, but he definitely shook his head no. Couldn't hear any of the verbiage from up here, but have to imagine some calm words exchanged. Did not want to let go of that puck.
Well, it's a hard situation to be in as a referee because typically in that scenario you see the goalie play the puck. And you don't want to blow it too quickly, but at the same time you don't want to wait too long to blow it. It creates an interesting conundrum. Gajewski gets the zone entry from the right side. Off the shoulder of Kazakov. Kicked on for Gallagher. He'll reset to Molfetto. Taken by Sebastian Smith. Skating up ice with it now here is Barnich. In behind here is Spate. Skate to stick. Moving on to the forehand. He's fouled. Penalty call coming against Stony Brook, and a big collision in the aftermath between a pair of Seawolves who ran into each other. It'll be a hooking call against, we'll see who it's against. I think it'll be Gallagher, and it will be. Eden Gallagher, freshman from Oak Park, Illinois, heads to the box.
I was going to say, he had a couple more frames than that, and Spate had gone into the shooting motion. You could have argued a penalty shot, but was not shooting when he was hooked down.
So after Adrian was able to weather the storm on the penalty kill, they'll get a chance of their own with an extra skater. McDermott. Bouncing puck. Taken down by Connor Smith. Fife. For Stanko. Bond. Fife down low. Stanko, and a really, really smart play made by Dempsey, who will angle this one high in the air and force Bond to reset. Great pirouette by the Adrian defenseman. Fife went off McDermott's equipment. He'll shoot it around the boards. Connor Smith had it knocked away that time by Dempsey. Connor Smith knocked over near the attacking blue line away from the play. Got a touch on it, so no ice. Kazakov out of his net. He'll shoot it down with the goalie paddle.
Yeah, Connor Smith taking an absolute beating that entire shift. Finally gets off for the change. Gajewski will come and replace him.
I think last night's game, Adrian asserted their physical presence over Stony Brook a lot, so they came out with a different game plan tonight. Smith looking for Thornton on the back door.
Nice.
Kazakov kicked away.
Great save from Kazakov. Seen that a couple of times tonight. Able to shut the back door down, extending out the pads. Great stops from the Russian netminder.
37 saves on 38 shots for Matvey Kazakov. incredible so far. Bulldogs looking to unlock his dominance. Nolan. Sebastian Smith. Thornton out front. Kazakov sprawling out and turned it right over to Dempsey, who will clear, and that'll just about do it for the Adrian power play.
Bulldogs are certainly getting a lot of chances, and they're figuring out ways to open up Kazakov. But as they go to tuck the empty net, a lot of the time, they're met by strong defense from the Seawolves, and that's why we still see this game tied at 1-1.
Connor Dempsey. Zarilli. Angled out by DeCotnier. I have to just solely echo what you said, Alex. The defensive and the goaltending performance so far from Stony Brook is the reason why this game is tied. They've been really good in their own end. 5:57 left in the second period. 1-1. A dandy here at Arrington Ice Arena. McLaughlin trying to knock it ahead. Kept in by Dempsey. Found on the near wall, by Anastasio. Unable to knock it down was Fess. Mott will go back for it. Banked over, McLaughlin. Cesare clears out. Fess has Jamer in his face. Chip shot ahead. Anastasio knocked on for Zarilli. Zarilli impeded by McLaughlin here. Sent back out. Zarilli, a chance. Puck right on the doorstep. They whack at it and score. Frank Anastasio found the loose puck and buried it. 2-1 Stony Brook. As we take another look at the replay.
Oh, this is just another series of unfortunate events for the Bulldogs. DeConnier hasn't gotten beaten clean on either of the two goals that the Seawolves have scored. But somehow they've found a way, and they've taken their first lead of the weekend, 2-1, with 5:15 left to go in the second period.
Saucered over from Kent to Bond, up ahead for Fife. What a response this has been after last night's game from the Stony Brook Seawolves. They've got the 2-1 lead. They've only had 15 shots opposed to Adrian's 38, but they've made the most of their chances. And the Bulldogs have had a little bit more trouble clearing pucks away from their own net. Stony Brook's done a good job of limiting the rebound chances. After the initial shot, there hasn't been much more after the fact for Adrian. Gallagher turned it over, but Fife had his stick lifted. Smart play by De Palma. Chance on the side of the goal. Delayed call against the Seawolves. Power play coming for Adrian.
Yeah, this is what you need for a Bulldog offense to try and get back on top. They're down by 1 right now with under 5 to play in the second period. Absolutely chomping at the bit right now. So interesting for me to see how different of a game this is versus last night. We've definitely talked about it a lot, but you have to continue to bring it up. It was a much different result up at this point versus now.
And Dakota Bond back at the point telling his teammates to settle down. They've been in this situation before. They played tight games against Ohio and Liberty this year. Same scenario. They've come out on top in some of those scenarios. Smith missed the net. DiGiulio for Fife. Fife through traffic, loose in front. What a stop! Matvey Kazakov without his stick now. How'd he save that one?
Wow, that's just an unbelievable stop.
Fife. His feet's cut off by Malfetto, but Bond will keep it in. Connor Smith, a cannon. Missed the net. Bond will race. And he's just able to keep it in somehow with Pepe right in his face. Fife for Connor Smith. Tip in front to Julio. Narrowly missed. Kazakov may have got a pad on that one. Fife. The Russian netminder has 39 saves. Connor Smith. Fife on the doorstep. Bouncing puck. Couldn't hammer it home. Stony Brook will clear. A quick up and direct it on. Gallagher will look after it. Bulldogs have to tag up. Shot all the way down the length of the rink, 200 feet. Sheldon Nolan trying to get away from Dempsey here. Open ice for Sebastian Smith. Driving wide. Still Smith dodges the official. Hands off for Spate behind the goal. Gajewski looking for Sebastian Smith. Zarilli trying to knock it out. The captain Nolan holds the blue. Gajewski from the left side. That rang the mask of Kazakov. He's asking for a whistle, as I think his helmet may have been partially dislodged. He's still looking at the referee right now. Wants a stoppage. Pointing to his helmet. Doesn't look like he's going to get one, though. Gajewski skips by DiStefano. Kazakov a bit incensed that the referee's not blowing the whistle, as he took a shot right to the helmet and may have damaged his equipment. Spate digging after it. Stony Brook able to kill off the penalty. We're back at 5-on-5. Resolute defense for the Seawolves. Gajewski, shot from distance, swallowed up by Kazakov, and now he'll get the stoppage that he so desired and a chance to fix his helmet.
I would have been curious to see if he had just pulled the helmet off himself or kind of shake it loose off of his head, if they would have called the penalty against him or just let it go and blown the whistle, but they'll make some quick repairs in the pit stop.
Kazakov did the right thing keeping the helmet on. I think we saw recently Jake Ottinger, goaltender for the Dallas Stars in the NHL, he took his helmet off, and like you said, he got called for a penalty in that game. It's a pretty crazy turn of events. He was upset, but I'd be interested to read more into the rule book of what really warrants a stoppage when you look at a scenario like this.
I think it's if you use your hands to pull off the helmet rather than just let it fall off of your head. Because we've seen it happen before where, you know, you'll get hit in the face with a shot and the strap will pop off and you can sort of duck your chin down a little bit and it'll slide off.
Shake it off. So if you shake it off, it's all right, but if you pull it off, that's when you run into trouble.
Just remember, Taylor Swift, shake it off.
Moving on. Cameron Armstrong up ahead. Final 2 minutes of play in the second period. Mott. Stony Brook able to shake off a hefty defeat last night, and they're on top 2-1 right now. $1:40 left in the second period. Mott collides with Kormanek. Shoulder to shoulder, good old-fashioned body check. Wedges it in. Fess. Hammered by Armstrong. Boris given some trouble by Ethan Clement as he was hanging around the goal. Barnich kicked away by Kent. Cesare right off the bench nearly knocked it away from the Seawolves. Boris long shot tracked well by DeCotinier. Jamer through the legs. Gets it back from Cesare. Lead for Kent.
Oh,
and
no.
Another penalty with 58 seconds left in the period.
It's another tough break for the Bulldogs. This is not what they need at this point in the game.
Hatcher for unsportsmanlike conduct. This should be a 10-minute. They put 2 on the board. Will it only be a 2-minute penalty this time around?
Yeah, I think it's going to stay that way. If it was a 2 and 10, they'd probably put another guy in the box.
Yep, ACHA usually just the one guy goes to the box for the 10 minutes, and it doesn't go on the board as it's loose in front, and they score again. This time it's Nick Zarilli. Huge goal for the Seawolves seconds after their power play started.
What a unthinkable turn of events for the Bulldogs. DeConnier almost got a piece of it sprawling across the crease. And another time where you see a bouncing puck pinballing around. It wasn't a clean shot. There was traffic in front, bodies moving everywhere. Like pieces on a chessboard at full speed, and a 3-1 lead now for the visiting Seawolves.
Incredible. as it's dumped in by Nolan. 45 seconds left in the period. Adrian looking to get one back after they've conceded, I believe, 3 goals in this second period.
3 straight, too.
DeGiulio shoots it, deflects out of play. It's so interesting because you almost feel like momentum has been on Adrian's side in terms of offensive time on ice, or time on ice in the offensive zone. But Stony Brook is really, against the run of play, just really capitalized on their chances. Their power play has been huge for them. Discipline is something that Adrian will probably need to fix moving into this third period. Long drive from Connor Smith. Right pad stop, Kazakov. Skipped over the waiting stick blade of Stanko on the back doorstep. 13 seconds. DeGiulio engaged with Gallagher. Drags him down with them. Stanko, a quick backhand over the bar. Brendan Stanko, Sheldon Nolan, a long shot. Thornton tried to elevate. That goes out of play. And the score sits at 3-1 after 40 minutes of play in favor of the Stony Brook Seawolves. The number 17 team in the nation trying to upset the number 2 ranked Bulldogs, as players will be carefully monitored as they head off the ice to end this second period.
Yeah, that was just a wild 20 minutes on both ends. Some great goaltending from Kazakovs on the Seawolves side. He's seen 43 shots through 40 minutes, 42 saves, versus the Seawolves 17 shots and 3 goals. 2 power play goals for Stony Brook, awkward bounces, a change in pace. Things are really starting to get interesting in this contest.
This is setting up, as you said, what should be a must-see third period of ACHA hockey here at the Arrington Ice Arena. We'll be back for the final 20 minutes in today's game's epic conclusion after the intermission break.
As you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define your college years, you stand today, students, on the threshold of one of the most magical times in your life.
Adrian College is looking for leaders, student athletes with the tenacity to keep the Bulldogs at the top, the forefront, in and out of the classroom. The Bulldogs are looking for talent, character, hard work, grit, leaders who can electrify sold-out crowds, got out a last-line shift, will their team to victory, hit a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth, and be a part of a legend in the making. Think you have what it takes to become a Bulldog? Visit adrian.edu to learn more.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, "Dear President Docking, back in August, I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.
back inside Arrington Ice Arena for what should be an extremely entertaining third period. Number 17 ranked Stony Brook in the ACHA Men's Division I level of ACHA hockey looking to pull off an upset over number 2 ranked Adrian. They're up 3-1 after 40 minutes. We'll show you stats through 2 periods once we have a stoppage in the action. But for now, it'll be Nolan playing it ahead for Spate. Now Sebastian Smith weaving wide, centering. Gajewski, sorry. Jamer shot from the point. Into the near corner. DiStefano had it knocked away by Sebastian Smith. DiStefano will move it up ice. He's been good tonight. So is Spencer Boris, logging a lot of ice time on the back end for this Stony Brook squad and moving the puck very well. Brody Thornton trying to muscle the puck off the wall. Cormanic trying to find it in his skates as Adrian clears it out to the neutral zone. Cormanic tangled up with the stick of Spate. Was it a hook or was it a hold? You decide. Sometimes it's a little bit of both in those scenarios.
Have to agree with that.
Kent shoots it in. DiGiulio trying to use every ounce of speed he had to get back to that blue line and did it just in time. Pomianic. Connor Smith digs it free. Rink wide. Dylan Kent walking in. Another big save. Chalk that up as save number 46 for Matvey Kazakov as Pomianic was leveled by Connor Smith. And he's down on the ice in some pain. We're going to step aside as Pomianic is attended to. Hope he is all right. 18:30 left in the third period. We'll be back in a moment. Back here at the Arrington is really good to see Philip Pomianic being helped up off the ice, and he'll skate back to the dressing room under his own power. Best wishes to him. Hope he's okay. Looked like Connor Smith may have clipped his knee on that hit. Tough to tell. DiGiulio will take this face-off against Mateo Daida. 3 goals in that second period for Stony Brook. 3 unanswered, in fact. Give him a 2-goal lead in this one. Daida with some speed. Connor Smith tries the home run play. Stony Brook's prepared this time. McDermott dropping it off for DiGiulio. Driving wide, shooting one. Narrowly missing the net. Brendan Stanko, great set of hands to keep that one in. How'd he do that? Bond, shot from distance. That's blocked, a pair of blocks. Coming in from James Kazicki, putting his body on the line for the team. Bond can't keep it in this time, as it's Daida once more. So quick and shifty is number 36 in red.
Bulldogs seemingly getting so many opportunities to be in front of the net and put home shots. A little snake bitten at the moment.
A slash to the stick of Connor Smith by Robert DiStefano, and he'll have a 2-minute stay upcoming in the penalty box. Good way to start off the third period for Adrian on the man advantage. If we could take a quick look at our stats through 2 periods. Adrian has not been able to strike on the power play so far in this game. I believe they're 0 for 5 on the night. Spate, Gajewski, Thornton, Nolan, and Sebastian Smith. Brother Connor drew the penalty. Can Sebastian cash in on the power play? Errant pass cleared away by Zarilli. Nearly sent it into the bench, but it goes just off the edge of the plexiglass, and Nolan will grab it. Time and space closed down by Dempsey. Finds Gajewski with plenty of white ice to skate into. Gajewski, Saucer for Smith. Nolan and Smith play catch. Sheldon Nolan. Gajewski a drive. Kazakov got his blocker on it. We've said that a lot tonight. Shots 47-17 in Adrian's favor, but they trail by 2. Sam Spate halfway through the power play for the Bulldogs, the number 2 team in the country. Nolan tipped in front by Spate. Didn't miss by much.
Another great stop from Kazakov, staying patient, relaxed in the crease.
Gajewski. Gallagher shoves Spade into the boards. He's without a stick as Thornton goes top shelf on the backhand. Brody Thornton cuts the deficit to 1. Stony Brook leads 3-2, but the Bulldogs trying to mount a comeback on the power play.
Oh, baby, this was a beauty. Not a lot of space. Somehow, Brody Thornton finding a way, goes upstairs with the backhand, and they cut the lead. And they're down by 1 with 16-14 left to go in the third period. Center ice face-off. Things really getting interesting here at Arrington Ice Arena.
That's a big goal. Graham will win the face-off. Sent this way and that by Bond and Kent. Justin Jamer, centered for Graham. Has it knocked away from his stick, and moving up the other direction is Edwards. Jesse Edwards, who had the first goal of this hockey game for Stony Brook. 3.5 minutes into the second period, and that started their streak of 3 unanswered goals, which has now been broken by Brody Thornton. That'll be an icing call. Smart play by Kazakov to just hug the post and let that puck trail over the goal line.
Yep, that's that RVH position. Held the post and knew that if it was going to hit him, it would hit off the pad. No space for the puck to go anywhere, and it hit off the outside of the apron, allowing the Bulldogs to be called for the icing.
Kazakov has made 46 saves tonight, but that backhander in tight from Brody Thornton was unsavable. Stony Brook trying to make an upset bid as the number 17 team in the country traveling to face the number 2 squad, Adrian. Pepe, centered. Losing an edge was Edwards. I believe he stepped on the puck there. Trezera whiffed on the shot, and a break maybe here. Jamer. Matthew DeCesare cuts in. Right pad stop by Matvey Kazakov. Dylan Kent around the half wall. McLaughlin has it at the point. Sent that one right into the chest of Fess. Pepe. Pass too far ahead of Cormanic. Mott springs forward with haste. Deals it behind DiStefano, and he'll chase. Jamer in on the forecheck. Jamer interfered with there. Boris got right in his way. Looked like a pick there.
Could argue easily for a call.
Armstrong with some help. He'll circle behind the net. Looking out front. That went off the side of the goal. Armstrong still rubbed out by DiStefano. He'll collide with Fife. Takes a shot up high. That's going to be a penalty to Tyler Fife. Off contact to the head. As he shelves it. My goodness. Right as Tyler Fife touched up, it was a one-time drive into the net. But instead of the goal counting, he's going to go to the penalty box. Got the stick up high there. I believe that was DiStefano. Goodness. High sticking the call. 2-minute power play to Stony Brook. They've had one tonight. It came from Nick Zarilli unassisted. That gave them a 3-1 lead. Now it's 3-2. Special teams has been a big part of tonight's game. Both teams getting a lot of chances on the man advantage. Only power play goal so far has come from the Seawolves. Cormanic wins it back. DiStefano stooping down low to play it. Sent across. Dida outside of his wheelhouse. Pinned along the wall. Textbook killing here, trying to tick off as much time as possible. Looking to move it wide is Barnich. Dida Spate trying to pry the puck away from him. DiStefano looking to keep it in, knocked aside by Spate, gets it barely out to neutral ice. Malik will regroup, feeds Stefano, poked aside by Nolan, and here's Sam Spate trying to get away, and he can't. Good work by Cormonic to knock it away from the quick Adrian center. Barnich. Pass bounced outside the Bulldog blue line. For Dida as the power play unit changes for the Seawolves. Less than a minute left on their time with an extra skater. Here's Boris, opens up. Doesn't like what he sees, he'll turn backwards. Drops it off. Skipping over a sliding Bulldog there was Molfetto. Boris, drop feed. Edwards trying to poke it away from Armstrong. Comes to Pepe. The captain spins away. Molfetto sends it over for Boris. Missed the net. Race for the loose puck. Bond will clear it with 12:45 to go and 20 seconds left on the Seawolf power play. Here's Edwards. At center. Banked too far ahead of Boris. Stretch feed. Got away from Spate. No harm done as Bulldogs on the penalty kill. No potential for icing on the play, so really smart move made there by Kent. Out of the box is Tyler Fife. Had a hat trick last night in the 15-0 win. And a pair of assists to boot. Joe Trezera. Rink wide ahead of Zarilli. Caromed on. Jamer didn't know where it was. Trezera turned over. And here's Stanko. At the blue line, McLaughlin. Kick save and a beauty by Trezera. And another Bulldog penalty is coming. This time it should be for a trip. Zarilli a shot. Right into the chest of DeCotinier. He holds it. Frustrating call coming against Adrian as it'll be Connor Smith, 2 minutes for tripping.
This is just a really unfortunate series of events for the Bulldogs. They're trying to even things up and they can't figure out a way to stay out of the box, keep getting called with penalties. And the boys wearing the black and yellow certainly unhappy.
Yeah, Connor Smith really upset below us, and I think he has a right to be. He was reaching after the puck and caught the shin pad of a Stony Brook player, but I don't think it was enough to warrant a minor penalty being called. DiStefano sent over, and that one skied out of play by Barnich with 11:38 to go in the third period as Stony Brook start yet another power play. So far in this game, if you're just joining us, Armstrong scored 3.5 minutes in, assisted by Sheldon Nolan and Clement. From there, Jesse Edwards, Frank Anastasio, and Nick Zarilli exploded in the second period against the run of play, being heavily outshot to take a 3-1 lead. In the third, the only goal belongs to Brody Thornton on the power play, which has made this a one-goal game. Stony Brook looking to extend their lead as DeCesare was nearly off to the races after the shot block. Nolan can't clear, gave it right to DiStefano. Great play by Armstrong on the kill to lift the stick, and now he'll play it down. Cameron Armstrong getting some stick taps from his teammates after a big defensive play.
Yeah, the Bulldogs really need to figure out a way to get things going here, settle the game down as best as possible, kill the remainder of this penalty off, and then go back on the offense.
Boris, pass picked off. Here's Dakota Bond, one-on-one with Kazakov. He's denied. Spate looking to move it over. Matvey Kazakov has come up big yet again. This time on a breakaway chance for Bond, who has the puck down low below the goal line. Coming away with the biscuit is Spencer Boris. Ice time has to be approaching 30 minutes for that defenseman. Dida pinning Jamer to the wall. He'll skip by him. It's Sam Spate through the legs. Tried to send it out front. That's telegraphed by Pepe. In the near corner, Boris will drop it off. Devin Pepe, junior forward, and the captain for this Seawolf squad. Turned over right into the hands of Graham. Flips it ahead. Armstrong with speed in behind the defense. The backhand chance. Saved by Kazakov. Cameron Armstrong has been electric all weekend. You love the effort from the forward.
The Dogs are right there. They're doing everything that they can, putting every ounce of energy that they've got into this game. They really want to try and even things up here. They still trail by 1.
Stanko.
With under 10 to play in the third.
Brendan Stanko just missed the net. Still, he's battling hard. And Connor Smith out of the penalty box. This is flipped on. Anastasio after it. DeCottier will play it away. Connor Smith has it. A pair of turnovers on Stony Brook's power play gave Adrian some bona fide goal-scoring opportunities. Trezera with the puck now. Skate to stick, Anastasio. Zarilli. We're back at 5-on-5, 9 minutes to play. That puck, I believe, did that hit a banner or was that up into the netting above?
I think it got the banner. The 15-16 Women's NCHA League champions for our Women's Division III team.
I got to tip my cap to Stony Brook head coach Chris Garofalo. He's been with the program for 26 years, spent 13 years as the general manager of the team, and now the head coach for the past 13. The adjustments he's made heading into this game have been incredible, both defensively and recognizing what some of Adrian's offensive tendencies are and just trying to help out their goaltender more, clearing pucks away. It's been impressive, to say the least. Penalty call coming up against Stony Brook.
Oh no, and now it's being called as even. This is going to cancel out.
Did Sebastian Smith say something to the ref? That's what it seems like.
It's a hooking call.
Yep, unsportsmanlike against Sebastian Smith. So after the call was made on the Stony Brook player, which looks like it's James Kazicki in the box, or rather, not sure who it is. Number on the helmet doesn't correlate to any on the roster, but Sebastian Smith was pretty clearly hooked in the neutral zone and then wasn't able to keep his cool afterwards. So instead of a power play, it's 4-on-4. 8:54 left.
Bulldogs will need to persevere here, work through the frustration.
Ooh. Wow, that's a tough one to save as a goaltender. It was shot all the way down off the face-off. Don't have to look far on YouTube to find some scary situations with puck shot all the way down the ice. Thornton will play it around. Spate back at the blue line. Sheldon Nolan. Pressured here by De Palma. Slid it across. No one home. Cutting away is Kazicki.
If Gajewski was turned the other way, he would have had a handle on it.
Here's Kazicki. Steered for DiStefano. Another guy that has logged a lot of minutes this weekend from the blue line. Has a stick lifted by Spate this time. Spate shielding it away from the Stony Brook defenseman. Shot was high over the goal. Dylan Kent for Connor Smith. Minute remaining of 4-on-4 play. Sebastian Smith in the box alongside Aiden Gallagher. Kent crosses over the Seawolf blue line. Saucer in for Stanko on the backhand. Couldn't penetrate that shot through the congested bodies in front. Stanko, a drive. That was blocked. Getting in the lane, Barnich. Stolen away. Connor Smith dropped off for Kent. Matvey Kazakov. His 52nd save of the afternoon.
This is just an incredible performance by Kazakov. Just minding the net like nobody's business at the moment. As you said, Calvin, 52 for 54 with 7:22 left to go in regulation.
29 seconds of 4-on-4 is still to come. I think the ice opening up a little bit has helped Adrian, what with the stingy defense that Stony Brook has employed today. Glove down by McLaughlin. 3-2, number 17 Stony Brook leading over number 2 Adrian in the second half of a weekend series. Adrian won 15-0 last night. It's been a different story tonight so far. DeCesare looking to change the plot. Sebastian Smith and Aiden Gallagher out of their respective sin bins. Trezera played down low to Cotinier. Will shoot this one around the near wall. McLaughlin digging away at the dasher board. Sebastian Smith recently out of the box. Cuts in. Sebastian Smith waits, takes, blocked. DiStefano got in the lane. Stands up Sebastian Smith with a cold shoulder. Battling to keep it in was Clement. Couldn't quite. McLaughlin now. Ripped in. Armstrong shoots. Kazakov came out of his goal to play it. Raced back in to save it. Knocked over is Ethan Clement. After the whistle had gone. I think there would be a penalty there.
Yeah, I was just about to say the crazy part is I think that this is going to be let go.
Goodness.
What chaos.
6:11 to go in the third period. You absolutely love it as a hockey fan, as a neutral fan, that is. If you're a fan of one of these respective hockey teams, I think you're biting your fingernails right now. Definition of a nail biter here this afternoon. Referee making clear where Aiden Gallagher needs to stand on this faceoff. Spelled it out for him. Brody Thornton, long shot, missed the net. Knocked along by Anastasio. They clear. Glove down, but it was outside the blue line. So offside called against the Stony Brook Seawolves. This game is, I'm not going to say it's gone according to plan, but we expected more pushback from the Seawolves in today's game. What with their prior resume in the second half of back-to-backs against top-ranked teams like Liberty and Ohio, which we've talked about a lot.
Well, this was the Stony Brook team that we were really expecting in the first game, too.
Absolutely.
And they're definitely showing their stuff here.
Last night's game was certainly uncharacteristic for the Seawolf squad. And for Matvey Kazakov, who was pulled after one period. You wouldn't dream of that happening now with 53 of 55 shots saved for him. It's a lofty comparison to make, but whenever I look at a smaller goaltender hailing from the country of Russia and the athleticism he shows, I think you can connect the dots. As a Rangers fan, I think you watch a similar goaltender on a pretty regular basis.
Yes, most definitely.
Dakota Bond, a shot, left pad safe by Kazakov.
Looked like Kazakov almost lost sight of it as the shot was released. Didn't track the rebound off of his pad, but kept it out nonetheless.
It seems like Kazakov is virtually swimming in his blue paint almost every save, but his edge work is phenomenal, and just the agility to be able to move around so quickly as he does, even as a smaller guy, to cover a great deal of the net. Boris reverses. Puck slid by Cormanic. Engaged with DeGiulio. 5 yards in a cloud of dust. Cormanic trying to chip it out. Kent grabs it. DeGiulio, a shot. Snapped up by Kazakov with the catching mitt. 4:59 left in the game. 3-2 Stony Brook at the moment. Their 3 second period goals are holding up as things stand. Trying to pull off what would be a monumental upset in ACHA Men's Division I. Bulldogs don't want to let that happen. Kept in by McLaughlin. Off the skate of Molfetto. And a game heavily impacted by officiating and special teams. Can the Bulldogs find a way? Sebastian Smith on the backhand. And goaltending. I'll add goaltending to the list. This game has been impacted by that as well. McLaughlin, long shot. C&I through traffic. Another chance and another pad save made by Matvey Kazakov to stop the shot from Sebastian Smith. You thought that was the moment. It settled down perfectly in traffic in front. Spate wires a drive. Missed the goal mouth. Mott tries one of his own. Didn't get through, or rather, perhaps Kazakov made the initial stop. Still loose in front. Diving out after it. What a play by De Palma. Sends this one all the way down. 4:07 to go. Adrian's goals have come from Cameron Armstrong as well as Brody Thornton. Stony Brook has gotten tallies from Jesse Edwards, Frank Anastasio, and Nick Zarilli on the power play.
Stony Brook's going to call a timeout.
Timeout, as you said, called by Stony Brook head coach Chris Garofalo. Draws up some defensive strategy. You know, I think this game has a lot of the makings of a game that Adrian played against another New York opponent several games ago. That was one of just their 2 losses on the season. One was against Ohio on the road at Bird Arena. The other one was against, I believe they're ranked number 15 in the country, Niagara University, who were based out of the Buffalo area. They came here and played an odd, I believe it was either a Wednesday or Thursday night game. And that was a game where Adrian suffered from a lot of bad bounces. In fact, 2 of the goals they scored were on themselves. And one came from Bond, who sent it off his goaltender, and then another one played into the net. Just some things that didn't go Adrian's way. And I think you can draw the comparison. Things not necessarily going their way tonight, whether it's the penalty calls or running into a hot goaltender. But this is where you figure out what your team's made of. Facing a lot of adversity, down a goal against an opponent that has played extremely well defensively. What do you think we see from Adrian in the final 4 minutes, Alex?
This is going to be put into 7th gear, full throttle, foot on the pedal, and they are not going to let up for the next 4 minutes.
The definition of crunch time for the Bulldogs. Cleared out by the Seawolves. Thornton given a big bear hug by Devin Pepe in front of the Seawolf bench. Icing. Ooh, that was a tough one. I think William Kormanek may have won the race to that. It was certainly close. Draw comes back in the Stony Brook end. Jesse Edwards takes the face-off against Ethan Clement. Clement wins it for Fife. Nolan deflected. Just grazed over the head of the official. Armstrong fighting off from the Seawolf player draped over him. That one skitters through the high slot. Nolan, Thornton. Oh, just under the stick of Fife. Edwards, Kormanek, Pepe. Maybe a 3-on-2 for Stony Brook. Instead, they'll dump the puck in.
Yeah, it's the smart play from the Seawolves, too. No need to take
Turned
any
over.
risks.
Kormanek, a chance in front to Cottonier, seals it off. Brody Thornton trying to find an escape route behind the goal. Here's Armstrong, chipped high in the air. Bouncing. Penalty called against Kormanek. Cross check. With 3 minutes left in the game, Bulldogs will go to the power play. I'm sorry, Alex, didn't mean to interrupt you. Just
No worries
a lot
at all.
developing there.
Yes. I was caught the other way. I was looking back at the monitor to catch the last couple seconds of delay, but this is a huge opportunity for the Bulldogs. Not a lot of time left. They have 2 minutes of the 5-on-4 for a cross check. Face off in their own offensive zone. First power play unit out. This is, what a game this is on both ends.
Fife. Connor Smith. He was the hero yesterday with 4 goals and 2 assists. He's the leading scorer for this Bulldog team. Can he find some late game heroics here? Dakota Bond. Up along for Fife. Saucered high. Finds DeJulio. Stanko poked back. Bond uses every ounce of his reach. Connor Smith at the left point. Great saucer to Julio, fanned on it. Stanko, glove down in front, didn't go in. Now they score. Tyler Fife, tie game.
The Bulldogs have come all the way back. Can you believe it? On the power play, finally. The first shot was kept out, and Tyler Fife, with great awareness, helps the Bulldogs tie the game up. And things starting to pick up at the Arrington Ice Arena in beautiful Adrian, Michigan.
We got a good one here, folks. Don't go anywhere. It's 3-3, 2.5 left to go in regulation. What a play by Stanko to glove that one down, to keep the play alive, and then on the rebound, Tyler Fife, you said it. Sensational. Have to be careful here, though. Pepe taking some blows from the Adrian defense. This officiating crew is definitely, they're not scared to make a big call late in the game, so you really have to be on your best behavior. Have to mind your P's and Q's at this stage, as William Cormanick learned there.
There has to be one of the big talking points on both sides of the bench. As you mentioned, the officials not afraid to call something, so you're looking to make your opponent potentially take a call against you while you stay innocent.
But it's tough because you want to keep up the intensity. Don't want to lay off the gas at all. Have to keep up the physicality and the defensive strength. Sebastian Smith looking for a winner. Unable to skip through the extremely stingy Stony Brook defense. Shot down. Will this be icing? It will be. Mateo Dida says, I tipped it. I think he has a case. He was close to the puck. Couldn't tell if he redirected, but I think he might have. Nonetheless, draw comes in the Adrian zone. The referees, if they agree that it was a missed call, they could send the face-off to center ice, but they're pretty sure about this one. Another break goes in Adrian's favor. There's been breaks really going this way and that for both teams. I think it's evened out in the end. DeJulio dropped off for Stanko. Bond a long shot. Connor Smith turns, fires with a huge crowd in front. That one will carry him up and into the protective netting. Minute and 40 seconds left. Number 2, Adrian. Number 17, Stony Brook. ACHA Men's Division I Hockey here on Adrian College Television. Calvin Keys with Alex Herman. And boy, has this one been a dandy. If you're just joining us, Adrian down 3-1 in the second period. They score 2 unanswered here in the third to tie it up. But this one's not over yet. Malik blocked the shot from Smith. Thought he was home free, but Smith will play it back on for DeJulio. Shoots off the iron.
Oh my goodness. If this game couldn't get any more crazy.
DeJulio hit the post with the shot. And what a save by Kazakov. Making it look routine at this juncture. Connor Smith, a long slap shot. Stanko getting into it with DiStefano. This is typically the stage of the game where any call could be the decider.
Oh my goodness. Gonna need a rag for all the sweat coming down right now. Wipe it off of your forehead.
Spate taking the face off against Cormanick. A draw of monumental proportion. Sox shot 61-22 in Adrian's favor. They'll get another one here, but Gajewski missed the net. Thornton banked down, entering the final minute. Cormanick steals away. The sizable center will saucer this one towards the Cottonier, and he'll wisely cover up. 1 minute, 3 seconds on the board. All square. This game has been incredible.
Both teams extremely hungry for this win. Hard to say, which way it's going to go, because I really don't know how this game's going to turn out.
Can't make this stuff up, folks. 3 unanswered for Stony Brook, then 2 unanswered for Adrian. Finds us at 3-3 apiece. Smith hit hard by DiStefano. Barnich for Boris, bouncing puck, it's on edge. Late in the period, the ice getting a little bit choppy out there. 40 seconds left to play in regulation time as Sebastian Smith snatches the puck behind the goal. Has DiStefano draped over him. Nolan banked down for Spate in front of the goal. Over 60 shots for Adrian, looking for the winning shot. Cormanick stole that feed from Sebastian Smith. He's table-topped, and that'll be a penalty.
Oh, no. At a crucial part in the game, Bulldogs being called down once again for a penalty. 18.6 to go. So close to the finish line.
Brody Thornton trying to finish his check, but it's called for interference as the puck was played by him by Kormanek. He stepped up. 18.6 left. And this power play could carry over into extra time potentially. We'll see. Adrian got a crucial power play. Now Stony Brook gets a pivotal one. It's pinned behind the end wall. Loose up front. Long drive to Cotinier. Saw through the screen and gloved it on the shot from Malfetto from the cheap seats.
No idea how DeCotinier saw that through the amount of bodies that were weaving in and out in front of him. But somehow miraculously makes the stop. 7 seconds still to go in regulation.
Game hanging in the balance. Jesse Edwards opposes Sam Spate at the faceoff dot. Spate a big win. Armstrong trying to shoot it around. Couldn't get it out. Loose. Glove down by Boris. Bond trying to find it. And this game will require overtime. Bonus hockey coming up. The score is 3-3 after 60 minutes. Nothing to separate these two sides. And we're going to head to a short commercial break. We will be back with, it will be 4-on-3 hockey, I believe, with Stony Brook on the power play after the commercial. Here at Ice Arena, where we are getting geared up for overtime. 1 minute and 42 seconds left on Stony Brook's power play. Penalty to Brody Thornton in the dying seconds of regulation. It'll be 4-on-3 for the start of this one. Seawolves versus Bulldogs. Who's going to be the hero?
It's time for the overtime period. Let's play Bulldog hockey.
William Kormanek dropped it off for Dominic Malfetto. DiStefano back for Malfetto. Kormanek hit by Bond. Greg Barnich. Robert DiStefano. A drive. Malfetto blocked by the captain, Sheldon Nolan. Leading by example. Spate will head off for a change. Armstrong hops over the boards. Barnich. DiStefano, what a move. He's in, knocked away. Another penalty coming against the Bulldogs.
Oh my goodness.
It'll probably be for either a hook or a hold.
It's a hooking call. This is, for me, I cannot agree with this call, unfortunately. And, you know, we talked about it a little bit off the air. You never like to criticize the officials, but this is one that's blatantly not a penalty for me at any stage of the game. And just, this is a tough break for the Bulldogs and makes things just that much harder.
I think Dakota Bond did get into the hands of DiStefano there. Still a big penalty taken by Dakota Bond. And it'll be 5-on-3 and overtime for the next 59 seconds. William Kormanek in this face-off against Cameron Armstrong. Kormanek has logged a ton of ice time in this game. DiStefano up top. He quarterbacks this 5-on-3 power play in sudden death OT. Winding but not firing is Malfetto. Back for DiStefano. Malfetto, one-timer. It's not in. It looked like the puck went into the goal, but it must have gone off the crossbar. I thought that puck went in.
I really thought that crossed the line too.
Referee says nothing doing, so we continue on. What a shot by Malfetto that was. Malik Dropped for Cormanic. Molfetto. Cormanic. DiStefano. Molfetto. Drop pass. DiStefano a drive. Shot blocked by Nathaniel Mott. Loses his stick. Picks it up with Hayes.
Bulldogs will get Thornton out of the box.
5-on-4 now. Thornton out of the box. And he's off to the races. In behind. Kazakov out of his net. He'll spin it around for Molfetto. That would have been something. Molfetto moving along. Looked like he had scored the game winner, but it was just an optical illusion. We continue. Tipped in front. Over the crossbar. Stony Brook going to work. Final 40 seconds. Now it's 5-on-4. Devin Pepe wearing a C on his red sweater. Edwards knocked on for Zerilli. Dominic Molfetto. Boris for Pepe. Low to high. Boris went off the skate of Brody Thornton as he slid in. It goes out of play. 16 seconds left on the Stony Brook power play. 5-on-4.
This is just bonkers.
And we're going to see 5-on-5 overtime hockey until the next stoppage after Dakota Bond gets out of the box. Usually it's 3-on-3, but by the nature of the power play, once Bond comes out, we'll just continue 5-on-5 until the next stoppage. Playoff style overtime format here at the Arrington. You got to love it. Edwards versus Armstrong, the matchup inside the circle. Boris at the point. Trezera. Down low for Edwards. Gives it, gets it back. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Boris fans on the shot. Armstrong trying to work it out. Bonds out of the box. Speeds in to help his team. Bulldogs have weathered the storm on the 5-on-3. Armstrong receives the feed. 2 minutes left in overtime. Saucered over. Dakota Bond out of the box. Couldn't corral that skipping pass across the blue paint.
Just bounced over his stick. Needed a couple extra seconds. He would have had it.
Boris dropped off for Edwards. He'll sachet in. Behind the goal, sliding down to the ice. No arm up. Puck is loose. Trezera's shot didn't get through. DeGiulio up along. Glove down by Smith. One-on-one with Boris. Moves onto the forehand. A shot. He's hooked. Slides it across. What a save!
Oh my goodness!
Matvey Kazakov. DeGiulio the follow-up. It's wide.
Grand larceny from Kazakov.
DeGiulio again off the mask. They score. It's over. Brody Thornton. The Bulldogs get the sweep. In OT, they avoid the upset. What a win.
The Bulldogs coming all the way back from 3-2 down. Tied it up late in the game. Here it is on the replay. The dagger, the rebound, the finish. Game over. Bulldogs win it.
Brody Thornton, the hero, with his second goal of the night. They were shorthanded 5-on-3 for about a minute and a half, able to kill off the entirety of the penalties in sudden death OT. They go back on offense 5-on-5, and Brody Thornton seals the deal. Matvey Kazakov, it should be said, saved 59 of the 63 shots that came his way, but it didn't matter. The Bulldogs find a way here on a Sunday at the AIA.
Wow, I'm at a loss for words for the conclusion of this game. Two great hockey teams, organizations, well coached, well led by their captains and their veteran players, strong talent all around, nothing but positivity, and just a great display of ACHA Division I hockey as the Bulldogs rewrite the script from last year and sweep the Stony Brook Seawolves 2-0 for this weekend series.
After 60 minutes plus of pure intensity and competition, the players look their competitors in the eye, shake their hand, and tell them good game. A great show of sportsmanship to end this one. Matvey Kazakov skates off the ice without the win, but with a spectacular performance in hand. But the Bulldogs come out on top. 4-3 the final as they win in overtime. Well, that'll do it for our coverage here on Adrian College TV. Hope you enjoyed. Calvin Keys alongside Alex Herman, our entire crew, Emma Corbett, Gia Avalone, and Forrest Vernier saying, good afternoon, Lenawee County. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
On Tuesday, April 6, 2021, I was sitting in my office and an email popped into my inbox from someone in your graduating class today. The email said, Dear President Dockey, back in August I had emailed you in regards to the state of the well-being of the campus community during the COVID spike. At that time, I was incredibly anxious about the prospect of spending my senior year of college sitting at my kitchen table in my hometown trying to finish my seminar projects in the event we switched to all online learning. As I type this email now in April, I cannot describe to you the gratitude that my fellow students and I have for Adrian remaining open on campus for the duration of the school year. I wanted to take the time to thank the Adrian College community, the faculty, the staff, for allowing us to have as normal of a year as possible in a world that simply did not want that to happen. I look forward to walking across the stage in May knowing that I was still able to enjoy time with my friends and the Bulldog community during my senior year. All the best, Max Birmingham, class of 2021. Max, you've got to stand up so we can give you a round of applause. For those of us on this stage, today is one of the most exciting days of the year. We love to see the wonder and anticipation in the eyes of our new students, as all of you anxiously await all of the amazing experiences that will define the years ahead.